Hi, everybody. It's Linda G and Sterling.
Good morning, everybody.
Morning. Our Sunday with Sterling, which you all love. And Sterling has some announcements.
Yeah, just a very quick announcement. Lynn and I have been talking offline, but I had a number of requests to put up a YouTube channel. So I actually set one up this past week. And really the YouTube channel is more of an exploratory effort, but there's a number of archive videos of Lynn and I up there right now, just as a placeholder. And there's even some graphic animation. But really what I want to do is set up the channel in a way just to see if there was enough interest in the channel, then I'll dedicate, time to it to help with training and lessons and live events and all those sorts of things. So the easiest way to get to it, we'll put a link to the YouTube channel in this video. But also, if you go to sterlingpsychicmedium.com, there's a direct link to the YouTube channel on the homepage. So either way, you can get to the channel. And if you subscribe, based on the number of subscribers, then we'll go forward and figure out how we want to build out the channel. So that's the announcement.
Yay. What we're still going to do Sundays.
We are. Thanks for reminding me. We are still doing Sundays every Sunday because we can't break up this relationship.
I just went to your page to try to see if I could see it real quick, but I don't see it. So I must be looking someplace else.
Yeah, it's a little hard to find if you just search YouTube, I noticed, because a lot of our videos come up. So you have to know what you're looking for. Right now, it comes up as a circle.
But I'm on your page. I'm on your page and I'm looking for it. Is it under videos or?
Well, actually, the link is under videos and TV. The YouTube channel link is under 3 areas on the website. It's on the homepage.
Oh, here we go. Found it. I just want to make sure I'm subscribed.
Sure.
I
try to make it easy to find. So
awesome. So you guys, and he's going to be teaching. I don't teach. He knows different methods and stuff, and I'm not a teacher.
Not that you admit anyway, but you are.
No, but I'm truly not. I have some stuff to tell you, but I'll tell you later.
Okay.
Had a very, very intense encounter with Charlie Chaplin.
Okay.
And I got a bunch of information. So after this, I'm going to do a video about it.
Oh, good.
Basically, I'm part of the course, so are you, but my vibrational level, even though it can be high, I'm not like a master at all. That's what he told me. No offense, but I'm not a master. But I can help people find their way. So I have a gift, but I'm not like a Yale University star. You can go outside the box. You know how to, you can tap into different levels. Me, I'm sort of more a conduit, and I just say what they tell me.
Yeah, but everybody has a very important path. That's the key.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying I don't have.
Oh yeah, everybody has a very important path. Yeah, it's everybody just kind of comes to it from a different space. That's all. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Well, we have our questions.
We do.
Okay. From the other side, Ann Richards, former governor of Texas, now deceased. Does she have a message for us?
She does, and like always, I ask for any people that want to come through during the week, and so yesterday she came through, but kind of an important message. She's a very spirited, she was a spirited governor in the early 90s in Texas.
I remember her with that blonde hair.
Right. But what she wanted to get across to everybody was, she said, we're dealing with very different political times, which we all know. And that actually even the political landscape in Texas is quite different. And actually, she's warning about a big influx of offshore money into Texas politics. So to be very, very careful. And then in a joking way, she just told me that for a large part, a lot of the politicians in Texas, based on her experience when she was governor, that she wouldn't trust them any farther than she could throw them a country mile. That was her expression. So anyway, there are good people, believe me, there are good people across the nation, but she was concerned about influx of offshore money going into Texas politics.
Okay. Sterling, you said a while back that RBG spoke to you and said no less than 5. Do you think she was referring to the current impeachment and not the former impeachment?
And that's a great question, because there's a couple of layers to that answer. Yes, I mean, the answer to the question up front, I know now, I believe she was referring to the current impeachment trial, which is now the second one in the Senate. But remember, Lynn and I, a number of shows ago, RGB had come through and I talked with her. She kept saying no less than 5 GOP, would join with the Democrats to help impeach Trump. And remember, in the first round, when they went to the Senate, there were no GOP that supported it. So
Right.
that was kind of interesting. How could that all be wrong? Now we find that we're in the second impeachment trial. And in fact, remember, they tried to throw out the trial in the Senate, but 5 GOP stepped up and said, no, we're not going to throw it out. So I was talking to my wife, Linda. I said, there you go. So here's the thing. The interesting thing is that when information comes through, certainly from my guides and angels, you always have to take it with some sort of a context. You may not always have all the facts. And so I kind of classify this sometimes as it's not good to always have a rush to judgment. You let the information flow through, articulate it, express it, share it.
Right.
But then let the dust settle, as I say. We'll let the dust settle. Now I believe that RGB was talking about the second trial, which I feel is going to be the most important one. So.
Right. Okay. That's interesting. But now that all those 5 attorneys walked out on Trump, 5 attorneys that were going to work for him, partly because he doesn't pay him, number one, and number two, he still wanted to go with it was stolen from him.
Exactly.
Is that going to change people's on the Republican side's minds?
I believe it will. I believe that we're going to see a conviction in the Senate. I do believe that, and I think it's going to happen again. RGB said no less than 5 GOP,
Right.
so it's going to be more. But I also believe that we're going to see some GOP probably not show up to the trial for voting. So that actually skew the two. You need 2/3 to get the conviction.
Well, I read on it. I threw the cards, and they were showing that he gets convicted.
Right.
And I was surprised because I'm so used to them saying no. Did you hear that Ohio is voting to their Congress or whatever, their legislator wants to have a certain day of the year be Donald Trump Day?
Wow. Okay. Well, nothing surprised me in this environment.
Writing me, Linda, can they do that? I guess a petition's going up to not do that.
Right.
Okay. Is keeping Christopher Wray as head of the FBI safe?
It is, but it looks like he's only going to be there for a few years. So almost by his own selection, his own choice, he's actually going to step down. So he's going to serve a few years and then he'll step down. Might be the pressure of the job or something, but so it's safe, but it'll be stepping down in a few years here.
Okay. Well, the senator from Vermont, Patrick Leahy, God bless him, God rest his no, be well enough to preside over the second impeachment?
Yes, I believe he's going to make a speedy recovery. So I believe he's going to be able to do it. Yeah.
He's already out of the hospital, so that's good.
Yeah.
What was the purpose of a meeting between 45 and House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy at Mar-a-Lago?
It was to set the stage so that 45 could exert more leverage over the GOP to try to stall or stop the conviction in the Senate. So it's all about what kind of strategy can we put in place, a fear strategy. So that's what it was all about. Yeah.
Okay. What happened to Agatha Christie's missing days, a period of time when she seemed to have amnesia or hidden identity while the world searched for her after her car crash?
This was a medical event, almost like a mental breakdown, caused her to go into hiding. Looked like a number of things happening in her life at that time, but it was a mental breakdown, a medical event. And so whatever she was doing was hiding from public until she got through it. So, okay. So I guess I don't know if whoever asked the question, if they thought maybe she was abducted by aliens or something, I don't know, but it looks like it was a medical event.
Okay. Why are the Republicans fighting so hard to avoid conviction of 45?
Well, yeah, it's kind of like a mob family. So, when you take money and you're part of the family, you're always kind of beholden to the ringmaster or the godfather, so to speak. So there's a bit of a syndicate mafia thing going on here with money exchange. And so that's why a lot of these GOP are afraid to come out against them. So
right, especially the ones that went to Russia.
You just have to, do a little research and follow the money trails to how people got all the money.
Okay. Did you see Marco Rubio winning his next election?
No, it looks like this is going to be his last term for his current role, but it looks like he's up in a few years. So I don't know. They're up for their 6-year terms. So I think he's up 2023 or something. But he
Yeah, because
won't
I
have
think
another term.
Ivanka wants to run for it.
Yeah, so Marco won't have another term after this one, no.
Okay. Will there be Congress members tried and convicted in this planning of the siege on the Capitol?
Yeah, absolutely. There's like half a dozen. There's like at least 6 that are going to get tried and convicted. There may be 12 that get tried, but it looks like a firm 6 get convicted. Absolutely, yeah, yep.
Wow. Okay. Will 45 be successful in starting a third party, or will he even start one? I'm sure he's thinking about it.
What I get on that is that there will in fact be another Republican Party led by some very wealthy donors. However, that won't be a party that's led by Trump. So whatever Trump is trying to start fizzles out.
Okay.
Because he won't have the backing, both politically and even money-wise, financially. But there will be another party which will have more radical elements of the Republican Party, but it won't be led by Trump. No.
Okay. Will all 50 Republican senators show up to vote on the conviction of 45? We just discussed that, but yeah.
We did. The answer is no. And there it's, again, it almost feels like a dozen GOP don't show up for the trial, 12 members. So
Wow, thank you.
that just helps our majority. Yeah.
Will General Hanor, is that how you say his name? Hanor? Investigate all those responsible for the January 6th insurrection?
Yeah, he will. He'll have a very expansive investigation, and actually, that could be some of the convictions that we see. It looks like a lot of the investigation he does across many areas of government help lead to the convictions. Yes.
Okay. According to the Ukrainian Foreign Intelligence Service, the transfer of power in Russia has started due to the president's health, President Putin. Do you see Putin leaving soon?
So soon is relative, because it does, for me, I felt like the first time I looked at this, he had about another 2-year run, so to speak, before he got out. So I think the transition is starting, but it feels like he's still connected 12 to 24 months from where we are right now. So I don't see him leaving it right away. Yeah.
How would Biden remove Corey Lowe? I can't even say his last name. You know, Corey Lewandowski
Lewandowski, yeah.
from the Pentagon. I didn't realize he was in there.
Yeah, a Trump loyalist.
Yeah, and he'll run to Trump with everything.
Yeah, interestingly enough, that's not a complicated issue. That's what I call like a simple form letter and a discussion with, I think he's in the Pentagon right now.
Right.
But it's a simple discussion to say, please go. So it's not a big deal. Yeah.
Okay. Will Marjorie Taylor Greene get kicked out of Congress? That's the big question.
Yeah. No, and so here's what's going on with that. She's actually like a mouthpiece for a lot of GOP that are afraid to say anything. So she's actually voicing what a lot of more the radicalized GOP would be saying anyway.
Right.
So they're giving her a pulpit. However, it does look like inside of the year, as the Republican Party starts to split, have more moderate and a radical form of the party, we'll have separate parties, then she's going to lose favor. And that it feels like in a year right now, they're telling me 12 to 18 months that she'll be asked to leave. So she's got a little
How
bit.
long is she supposed to be in for? Do you remember?
Well,
Congressperson is 4 years
or
or 2 years?
I know what's the Senate is 6 years.
Senate, but she's not senator.
No, exactly. So he's done 4 years, I think.
Yes, okay.
Or is it 3 years?
When you were talking, I could see 2022.
Yeah.
And I see more losses for the Republican, where they're actually having to say, maybe we better change the way we do things.
Yeah, I mean, what they're
They
telling
think
me,
they're feeding the 74 million that voted, but I see people losing interest, and a lot of people are upset at Trump because he didn't pardon all their Proud Boys.
Exactly. I mean, I see that she has some sort of a runway of a little over a year before they get rid of her. So won't be leaving anytime soon. Yeah.
It's a shame though. People have to be frightened to go to work.
Yeah. It's
These people. That's anybody else, you or me, we'd go to jail.
right.
Do you see Glenn Kushner joining the Biden team or the Supreme Court Commission?
Yeah, absolutely. Supreme Court Commission, which I think that's what Biden just started in order to kind of look over the Supreme
Oh,
Court.
he did start it. He talked about it. Yeah.
I know that that was something being initiated in that area. I do feel Glenn is going to get involved in that. I also feel Glenn is going to get involved in like two different areas of the Biden administration. So not just the Supreme Court Commission, but they're going to pull him into another area for advisory services. So
Yeah,
uh,
because he's
yeah.
good. Mhm. Are there any new souls entering the earth for the first time?
There are always a mix of new souls coming down as well as old souls. So but right now the majority of souls coming down to earth are old souls. So anybody having babies during this time, you really recognize that when you see your child for the first time, you can tell they're an old soul. So
Do you see an earthquake in Christchurch, New Zealand? They had a bad one before, I remember.
I do see, I don't want to call it a flurry of earthquakes, but there's going to be a number of earthquakes that will be more minor than the one they had. It might have been 2011 when they had the real bad one, the early 2000.
I remember that. Yeah.
They're along a fault line, so they will have a flurry of earthquakes, but they're much milder. But the good news is that always releases energy. So it's better to have a number of smaller earthquakes than one big one. So.
Right. Will Sarah Huckabee Sanders be elected governor of Arizona? Is she going for Arizona?
That's Arkansas. I think whoever
Arkansas. Somebody put Arizona. I was like, wait. No,
Yeah.
she's not doing Arizona. Arkansas.
No, I mean, I see her mounting a campaign, but it doesn't come to a successful conclusion. Somebody else comes in there and almost steals the stage. Looks like another candidate almost comes up, swoops up right under her and steals the election. So no.
Oh, good. Why hasn't SDNY moved in and served charges on 45's family?
The answer there is information gathering on a world stage on finances, so that they're actually still gathering a lot of information from foreign overseas sources on financial transactions to bolster the case. So the cases aren't ready to be released, but they will be soon. Actually, within a few weeks here, we're going to start seeing more of that, more information.
I also heard rumor, I don't know if it's true, that she's waiting to see what happens with the impeachment stuff.
I think that's a factor, but at least my guys are telling me that there's more financial vetting of information going on overseas. Yeah.
I know she's got a plan. I can feel it. When I look at her, I can see it. She's got a plan. Do we choose our pets before we incarnate as part of our lessons and learning?
Our pets are very much a part of our soul family. Absolutely. So when you cross over, all your pets are there. So you do choose your pets on the way down, or they kind of choose you. And it's interesting, when I read a number of people, as you do, they'll say, by the way, can I also hear from my pet? And
so they love their pets. Sometimes the pets come through first with me.
They come through just as if you're talking with a member of the family. So, yeah.
Will Beto run for governor in Texas in 2022?
That's Beto O'Rourke, I think we're talking about,
yeah,
right?
Beto.
Yeah. Read that question again.
Will Beto run for governor in Texas in 2022?
Yes, but they're telling me he's going to be like a late entrant. So he's actually not going to want to do it, but he's going to get a push from a number of supporters is saying, can I do it, do it. So a little bit of a late entrant, but he will run, yes.
The Keystone XL oil pipeline was stopped by President Biden. What will happen to the Dakota Access Pipeline and Standing Rock?
And I think that Standing Rock refers to like the Standing Rock tribe, right? I'm pretty sure that's Yeah, actually, so the good news is that's going to be delayed by a few years here until the Biden administration comes up with a plan that works for all parties. So it'll be much more of an equal to protect land and water. So it'll take about 3 years here to come up with a revised plan, but it'll be in conjunction with the Indian tribes and all the local contractors and vendors. Yeah.
Okay. Does being an atheist affect your transition?
No,
I,
none
I felt the
whatsoever.
same thing.
It's like, welcome to the party.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
I
good
think
stuff.
someone asked me that, or they were worried about somebody like my boy. He's a scientist, so. But I wouldn't say, I think more agnostic, but I asked and I heard, sort of that quote from the Bible is better to say no to God than to say yes and not do his work.
Right.
So it's
You know,
worse to say you're a believer and then sit there and talk trash about people or make decisions and want to kill people, good Catholics like Pelosi. You know what I'm saying? That's worse than saying you're an atheist and you don't believe. You're not claiming to know of him. So
right. It's interesting. I know probably an equal number of scientists or technology people that believe in the universe and spirituality and the one force and God and all that as I do non-scientists. So there's actually something about, the way science comes together in the universe that, Arsenio Hall used to have a show a long time ago, a talk show, but he would always say there are certain things in the world that you can't explain and you just have to say, So
right, right.
scientists to say, can't really explain that one away. So,
My son thinks of Sam Harris. He's a huge Sam Harris fan.
Mhm.
And that poor guy has to live with guards all the time because he says he's atheist. He doesn't believe. And those believers want to kill him.
Yeah, and Sam Harris, the recording artist we're talking about, that's Sam
Sam
Harris.
Harris is he does interviews. He's extremely, I went to see him in San Francisco.
Oh, we're
Extremely
talking about
intelligent.
Harris. Talk about the musician. I thought you were referring to the musician.
No,
Okay,
not the
different.
musician. Sam Harris is a talk show host. Very popular. Okay. What is going on with Pope Francis? I think he shut down because of the virus.
Yeah, that's I guess there's two stages, two levels to that. There's a bit of an illness around him, nothing major, but looks like a flu or a minor COVID-19. And I'm not sure whoever asked that question, but there's a health portion of that question for me. And then there's also maybe how as rolling out policies, becoming more moderate and kind of trying to bring the Catholic Church more into current times.
Okay.
So I'm not sure what the intent was behind that question, but two layers.
Okay. Will the GameStop market debacle result in a better newly regulated market that's more fair and transparent for everyone?
Yes, it's going to be a modification of SEC policy because one of the things that the SEC never counted on, they understood program trading from large institutional investors, which is computers taking a big role in when trades happen based on criteria, but they never realized there'd be a whole nother retail mobile phone program trading element. So the SEC is now going to take a look at the entire landscape to make sure it's balanced.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool. How do stories of humans being abducted by aliens fit in our current beliefs of them being non-aggressive and benevolent?
So this is a larger answer to this because worldwide governments are involved in this. So while some people could think it's cruel, there's an agreement amongst the families that certain family and their hierarchies are abducted. That's all part of a plan, and then worldwide governments actually work cooperatively with the aliens to allow it to happen. So it's more of a mutual agreement among families and their ancestors and
Right.
worldwide government than it is being done in an aggressive way. Yeah,
But there's also different nations of aliens. They're not all the same.
thousands.
Yeah.
Thousands.
So, you got your West Coast, East Coast type. A
Right.
lot of Republican states are trying to redefine voting laws in their states. Will they be successful? Of course, the Republicans have to change it because they'll lose continually.
No, they're gonna make a good stab at it, but what I pick up is something only like 5 to 10% will be effective. So they're gonna, it's not gonna be 50% of all the Republican, lines of demarcation. Looks like 5 to 10% to me. Very small percentage. Yeah.
Okay. Why did Comey want Biden to pardon 45?
So, so what they're telling me is that a lot of it was based in fear. So, what Comey has is a lot invested in kind of what happened in the run up to the election, and he actually carrying a lot of fear and a lot of pain from all that. And the last thing he wants to do is have it dug up when 45's on trial as to how he got into office, all that. So, Comey's actually trying to firewall himself from many of the things he had to do with the run up to the.
Oh, I never thought of that.
Yeah.
Makes total sense.
Have more of the attitude like, don't look over here, look over there.
Oh my God, I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
Although if I cleared my mind and sat down, maybe it would have come to me. Isn't that something that makes total sense? Yeah, just pardon him and let this go. Because the thing is with Trump,
Nothing to see over here. But
huh?
I was just going to say that for me, it was like, nothing to see over here. Just move
Nothing,
along.
yeah. But if you pardon him, he would continue doing terrible things. He's not someone that's appreciative. When he was not convicted for the first impeachment, instead of being grateful and Susan Collins said he learned his lesson, he was worse.
Right.
Okay. Why was Stonehenge created?
And we've had that question in the past, but it's all good. Originally, it was created as an energy storage device, or some sort of energy storage device with magnetic fields and energy from the Earth. It then was also used as a navigation device for alien friends. And then, as in later centuries where it wasn't required for a navigation device, it was used as a place to convene. So people convened there because it was convenient, but started out as an energy device and navigation for aliens. Yeah.
Wow. There, I just saw a show. I might have been Unsolved Mysteries or something like that with William Shatner.
Sure.
And
The unexplained. Right?
unexplained. And they rebuilt this, a little Stonehenge, but of course, way smaller. But they found out based on the stones that it was good for sound. It was like a speaker.
Yeah, it has a harmonic, a natural harmonic.
Yes.
The way that's why the
Interesting.
energy storage device and using magnetic energy for storage. Yeah, I mean, all that coincides with a scientific calculation of how it was created. Yeah.
Wow. Have you and your wife ever been to Stonehenge or?
Not yet, but at some point in the future we
I
will.
think I might like to see it. Okay. Do you see anything coming up next week?
I do. We talked about this weeks ago, but it's finally starting to happen. It looks like the Johnson & Johnson approval, the emergency approval for the Johnson & Johnson vaccine is going to happen. We're going to see actually more aggressive dialogue around the impeachment trial coming up in the Senate. So we're going to hear more and more about how it's going to lay out. And we just saw the attorneys, leave Trump. We're also going to see, we're going to find out more about the information that was discussed between McCarthy and Trump down in Mar-a-Lago. So that's going to, because there are certain individuals that are friendly to the impeachment process, they're going to kind of disclose that. So
Isn't that interesting?
but more of the same. I think the good news is the J&J vaccine will get moved ahead aggressively. Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any information that your guys want to share?
Yeah, what comes up this week is for everybody to trust their intuition. So, many people, let's say, are in varying degrees and, along the journey of spirituality, even if they've never even started the journey of spirituality, they have intuition of not to go here, not to go there, to do this. So the guys are just saying, everybody trust your basic intuition. It's there to help keep you safe and to help other people. Respect that. That's your guides, and kind of work from that. So it's just a nod to everybody's intuition.
Okay. I like that because there's a lot of people say, doggone it, I had that feeling. Why did I go there?
Right.
Why did I marry him? Which is mine. So, all right, my friends.
All right.
Thank you, guys. Y'all
Always-
take care now here.
Always a pleasure.
Bye. See you all next Sunday. Ciao.